that on so you get the choice. Babe, babe, let it go now.
I'll be dancing through the night. Don't know where I'm living or can't see, but something outside. But for the first time in forever, I won't be alone. I think you can all sing louder than that. What do you think, Ola? Ready? Tonight I'm anatomy gown and all, buttons draped against the wall. The picture of sophistication.
Come on, babe. Stop.
Right, everybody. So you all know the story of Frozen, don't you?
Sorry, babe.
Are you going to help me tell the story? Yeah, to read what I used it on my knee. She was sat on my knees and she did that. Oh, I think she did. I know, actually. Right. So you all know that the story of Frozen, girl? Are you going to help me with the story? Yeah, I think she is. The story of Frozen begins when we are both little girls, and I find out that I have very special powers. Can you remember what are my powers? What can I do? Go on, sweetie. Ice powers, absolutely. I can control the ice and the snow and even the cold weather. Yeah, we used to play together all the time when we were little girls and make snowmen. We did. And Elsa used to make slides out of ice. We had so much fun. Then one day something very bad happened. Can you remember what happened? We were playing, Anna and I, and then what did I do? I fired an ice blast into Anna's head. Yes. Did I do it on purpose then? Did I? Of course not. I love my sister more than anything in the world. Who has sisters? Who has sisters? Do you have sisters? I have sisters. Do you have sisters? Of course you do, because she's your sister. So, the only thing that could save Anna was getting her memory wiped off by the trolls. Do you remember that part? But I never knew any of this, did I? Because once they wiped my memory, that's all I knew about Elsa's magical powers. And for the next few years, well, I didn't see Elsa at all. At all? I was locked in my bedroom. Can you remember why I was locked in my bedroom? Do you have any idea why? Can you remember why my parents locked me? Well, so that I couldn't hurt Anna again. And of course, the other reason was that maybe the people of Arendelle wouldn't understand my powers and they would not like me for who I was. So I was locked away and nobody knew about my powers. And then my parents went away. And can you remember what happened to them? Can you remember when they went away? Go on, sweetie. They died. It's absolutely sad. So then I was to become the queen of Arendelle. But it was so exciting. Why was it? Because for the first time in forever, the kingdom gates were going to be opened and everyone from all the other kingdoms could join in the celebrations. Oh, and I also met a handsome prince. Can you remember his name? Do you remember who that is? The prince I met? Prince? Yeah. Can you remember his name? Can you? That's right. I met Prince Hans. And we both fell in love with each other straight away and wanted to get married. Absolutely. So she came to me and she said, I want to marry Prince Hans. I've just met him. No, girls, lesson of the day. Do you think it's a good idea to get married to a boy when you've just met him? Do you think so? Parents, do you think so?
No.
Really not. So remember that one. I was not very happy. I didn't think it was a good idea. They barely knew each other, so I said no. And of course, we had a little bit of an argument. And what happens when I get angry, girls? Can you remember? I can't control my powers. Absolutely. So I fired ice blasts everywhere. And everybody found out that I had powers. So I had to run away from Arendelle. And then I ran into the mountains. And then I sang a very famous song. Can you remember that song? Yes. Let it go. Absolutely. And that's when I built my ice palace. Absolutely. Yeah, and I went to find Peter to let him know that everything would be okay. But I had to ask her to come back to break the curse. But you didn't know you didn't see the curse, did you? Of course I did. But on my way to find Peter, I met a few friends. Can you remember my friends who I met? Yeah. That's right. Beth and who else? Yeah. Kristoff. And then somebody else. then when I found her, she didn't want to come back. She thought nobody would understand.
No. So this time we got into a little bit of an argument again. And then can you remember what happened? I fired an ice blast into her heart. Absolutely. And what is the difference between the heart and the head? Can any of you remember?
What could only save me this time? True love's.
Love's
That's
kiss.
right. True love's
Absolutely.
kiss. So I had to rush back to the castle where I had to find Prince Hans so he could kiss me and I would be all better. But then when I got back, well, I found out that Hans never really loved me. He just wanted to take over the kingdom and told everyone that I had died.
He did. And then he came up in the mountains to my castle and he tried to kill me. Can you remember that part? Yes. And then he took me back to Arendelle, locked me away, and told everybody that I was the one who had killed Anna. Did I, though?
Freya, sit
Of
down.
course not. But then somebody very special came to save the day. Can you remember who that
Sorry.
is?
Somebody who kept me nice and warm so I could escape. Can you
Sit
remember
down.
who that
Sit
was?
down. Sit
Standing
down.
right in this room.
Good girl.
Can you remember?
That's right. Olaf was there to help keep me warm and he saved me so I could escape and let all the people know about Hans.
Absolutely. And I even managed to escape. And then he was about to bring a sword to me when somebody very special stood in between me and Hans. Can you remember that? Can you remember who that is?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And I was frozen. Can everybody do a freeze like I did when I stood in the way like this? Good. Yeah. And because saving my sister was an act of true love, the ice melted and I was all better again.
She did. And then
Sit
that's when I
down.
understood that in order to control my
Freya?
powers, I didn't need to use...
Sit down. Sit down.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing that I could use to control my powers was love. And then now I know how to control them. And then I created something very special for everybody in Arendelle. Can you remember what that is? Yes, Anna really likes it, but I think the person that likes it the most is Olaf. Can you remember that part? What did I do? I did an ice wedding.
Yes, I did. Everyone could skate and have a good time.
Oh, what?
I need to tell this part. And I finally realized that I was really in love with Kristoff. Is that all right this time, Elsa?
Of course. Is that okay, everybody? Do we like Kristoff?
Yeah. And we're gonna get married.
Yay, that's really exciting. Yes, of course.
That's not.
It was a happy ending. Yeah. Sorry, sweetie girl. What did you say?
Okay, okay.
It's
Hold
Kristoff.
on
Is that
now.
what you're saying?
Yeah.
Of course it's Kristoff.
Did you all enjoy the story?
I could tell you knew it by heart, didn't you?
She does, just like Elsa. It's
Now, I have a question
beautiful.
for you girls. Do any of you know what is the first thing that we have to learn when we're a princess? Any ideas? No. The first thing all princess must know.
It's really
No? No idea? No idea at all?
I think you should
Any
tell her.
parents have an idea?
She's good. She might be princess.
Thank you for that one. Do you want to learn how to curtsy, girls? Would that be a good idea?
Yes.
Come on. Come on, everybody up on your feet.
Because I need to learn as well.
On your feet. Even you sweet girls. Good girl.
Okay.
Right. The first thing you have to do before you curtsy is give me a big smile. I want to see the biggest smile on your faces. Brilliant. I want to see some cheeks. Come on. Big smile. Come on. You can do better than that. Big smile. Brilliant. Good girl. That's really nice. So once you have your big smile, you take your little dress and then you lift it up. And then you go to one side and you curtsy.